The latest Pixel from the Google stable is called the Google Pixel 7a, which a lot of people think is a disruptive force for the Google Pixel 7. The Pixel 7a is priced at 499 US dollars. I mean, the effective price can be 450 US dollars because a lot of retailers out there are offering a $50 gift card. The Pixel 7, on the other hand, is priced at 599 US dollars. So effectively $150 price difference or $100 price difference if you go by the MSRP. Now, is the Pixel 7 a better phone? Is the Pixel 7 worth the price difference? Should you spend your money on the Pixel 7 or should you get the Pixel 7a? What are the actual and the real life differences between the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7a? That is what we're going to cover in this video, and hopefully by the end of the video you have all the information you need, which will help you determine whether you should get the Pixel 7 or the Pixel 7a. And of course we are going to tell you what would we do. Now here on screen is a comparison of the specs of the Pixel 7a versus the Pixel 7. I have highlighted the differences in red so that it is easier for you. So feel free to pause and read it. Let us start off the design and ergonomic differences between the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7a, which you cannot see on paper. So if you were to look at both of these devices from the back, they are pretty similar. Even though the Google Pixel 7a has a plastic back, this plastic over here, you can call it like glastic because the material here is premium. And if you were to hold both the 7a and the 7 in your hand, you wouldn't be able to tell that this here is plastic, because high quality premium plastic feels like glass. As for the front, of course, the bezels on the Pixel 7a are a bit more on the huger and the bigger side as compared to the Google Pixel 7, but both of them have a flat display with a center punch hole camera. Moving over to the ergonomics and one-handed use. So of course, because of the smaller size of the Pixel 7a, it is one-handed use friendly. As for the ergonomics, they are the same on both the 7 and the 7a. The button placement is the same, the placement of the fingerprint scanner is the same, so no differences in that regard. As for the difference in weight, again, the weight distribution here is pretty great as well. It's not like one of them is top heavy and one of them is not. Another difference you will notice is with respect to your camera bar. So here it is, you will see that the camera bar on the Pixel 7 is protruding out a bit more. The hump is more on the Pixel 7 as compared to the Pixel 7a. Now, the hump on the camera bar gives the Pixel 7 an edge when you are using it one-handed, because this hump is where you can place your index finger and it is a natural resting position. Because of that, I feel that the Pixel 7, even though it has a bigger display, it is bigger in size, it might very well be more one-handed use friendly than the Google Pixel 7a. But again, that is my personal opinion. And another minor difference you will notice is that the camera bar here on the Pixel 7 is flush with the frame. As per Google, it is a single piece of metal. But on the Google Pixel 7a, that is not the case. You have a crease and you can clearly see it if you're looking closely enough. And another thing you might notice with the camera bar is that the Pixel 7 on the left has a microphone hole near the flash, which is absent on the Google Pixel 7a. More about that in the camera section. Next up, let us talk about the battery life, the charging speeds, and the screen on time of the Pixel 7a and the Pixel 7. Now, do note that the difference in battery specs is minimal when it comes to the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7a, and the same can be said for the wired charging speeds as well. Of course, none of them are top of the line, the best when it comes to charging speeds, but Pixel 7 does have the edge over here. And me personally, I feel that Google is holding back the charging speed of the Pixel 7a just to make the Pixel 7 look better. When it comes to wireless charging, of course, the Pixel 7 is miles ahead because you have 20 watts versus 7.5 watts on the Pixel 7a. Of course, you do need a Pixel stand to use the 20 watts wireless charging on the Google Pixel 7. Another added advantage which the Pixel 7 has is that it has reverse wireless charging, which is not present on the Pixel 7a. Moving over to the software differences between the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7a. So of course the latest and the greatest Android 13 running on both of them out of the box now, because the Pixel 7a is releasing 6 months after the Google Pixel 7. It will get 6 more months of security updates from Google. Also, there are certain features like cough and snore detection, spatial audio, which are present only on the Google Pixel 7. There is another feature which is exclusive to the Pixel 7a, which is adaptive vibration. Now, do note the vibration motor on the Pixel 7a is inferior as compared to that on the Pixel 7, which is why Google decided to add this feature of adaptive vibration. The Pixel 7, awesome, great vibration motor, top of the line. You don't need the feature of adaptive vibration. Other than that, your features like call screen, hold for me, magic eraser, photo unblur, all of those features are present on both the Google Pixel 7 and the Google Pixel 7a. Next up, let us talk about the camera features, and of course this is where you will see the most differences between the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7a. So for starters, on the Pixel 7, if you go into the option of motion, you will see we have long exposure and we have action pan, whereas on the Pixel 7a we only have the option of long exposure. Then if you scroll towards the right, you will notice that the Pixel 7 has the option of cinematic mode, which is absent on the Google Pixel 7a. Next up, if you go into the video settings, you will notice that the Pixel 7 on the left is capable of recording 10-bit HDR videos. Of course, that is for 30 frames per second only, but that is absent on the Pixel 7a and it applies to both the front and the rear camera. Next up, let us jump over to the settings section. And herein you will notice that the Pixel 7 also has the feature of audio zoom. So it is going to zoom in on the subject and boost the sound and reduce the background noise. And this is where the microphone comes into the picture. The microphone on the camera bar, which is present on the Pixel 7 and absent on the Pixel 7a. Yes, this is the feature which is affected by the lack of the microphone on the camera bar on the Google Pixel 7a. Now moving over to the wide angle cameras. So the wide angle on the Pixel 7 on the rear can do 4K 30 and it can do 4K 60 as well. So here it is, we switched to the wide angle and you can see we have both 4K 30 and 4K 60 options available. On the other hand, on the Pixel 7a, the wide angle can only do 4K 30. So here it is, you can see that right now 4K 60 is enabled. I do not have the option of the wide angle lens. As soon as I switch over to 4K 30, I can now do the wide angle as well. And while we're talking about 4K video recording, another thing you will notice is that the front camera on the Pixel 7 can do both 4K 30 and 4K 60, whereas the Pixel 7a can only do 4K, which means it is limited to 4K 30 fps. The front camera on the 7a cannot do 4K 60 fps. Now those were the differences in features of the camera of the Pixel 7a versus the Pixel 7. But what about the actual picture and video quality? Well, they are pretty close when there is ample light. But as the light goes down, so does the quality of the Pixel 7a camera as compared to the Pixel 7. So the Pixel 7 camera is definitely more superior when it comes to low light pictures, and the same applies for videos as well. The Pixel 7 camera has less noise in low light as compared to the Pixel 7a camera. So all in all, for low light pictures, low light videos, the Pixel 7 camera is any day better than the Pixel 7a. In daylight they might be comparable, but there also I think the white balance on the 7 is better tuned than what is present on the 7a. Of course, the viewfinder does let you adjust the white balance. And there it is, peeps. Those were the actual, real, day-to-day life differences between the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7a. Whether you use those features or not, whether the features of cinematic mode, action pan, audio zoom, cuff and snow detection, spatial audio, do they matter to you? Do they not matter to you? That is a personal preference, but now you do know the actual differences between the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7a, which should help you make an educated decision whether it is better to spend the extra money on the Pixel 7 or save some money and get the Pixel 7a instead. And before you ask me, hey Manchi, now that you have told us all the differences in real life between the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7a, which one would you buy for the same price? If they are the same price, then I will get the Pixel 7, and I'm pretty sure all of you out there would get the Pixel 7 as well if the 7 and the 7a are at the same price. However, if the price difference between the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7a is $100 or less, then I would get the Pixel 7. It doesn't really make sense to get the 7a for two features, right? Your 6 months of extra security updates, and then the feature of adaptive vibration, which is present there because of the inferior vibration motor on the Pixel 7a. However, if the price difference is $150 or more, then I would get the Google Pixel 7a because it is more value for money. It is almost like 85% of the Google Pixel 7. And then you'll be like, hey Manchi, but what if the price difference is between $100 and $150? Well, that is where it becomes super difficult to take this decision, and it can go either way. So that is where it comes down to the pennies. And there it is, peeps. That was our video of showing you the real life actual differences between the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7a. And hopefully the video did help you. Of course, if there are any other points which we missed in this video, do mention them in the comments on the video.